I got my drink ready. It's about that time. Playoff action here in the United Sim Football Association. There's only one way to close this one out. We still have another 4 more games after this one to take advantage of. The first out of 2 for tonight as we wrap up the wild card setup here. Hope everyone in the chat is doing well. You already know that I did not come at this alone. It's a tradition here in the United Sim Football Association. He actually took the reins off of himself and he wants to join me in the booth again. It's your league owner, Caboose. What's going on, my man? How you feeling?
I am feeling good, and maybe hopefully this will come through on the mic, but
you don't want to.
Did that come through?
Yeah, it did.
Perfect. It's about that time.
You already know what time it is. You crazy, I'm crazy. I got my drink ready. It's gonna be a fun ride again. And if you was here last week, you will know that actually these 2 teams have met up already. It was a fun game where New Jersey actually pulled off the last second victory with the field goal. And Tampa Bay is going to try to get that revenge here. It's going to be the Typhoon and Battalion, 2 great teams that both finished over 500 this season. How about you start off with Tampa Bay? What are your thoughts on this team going into this one?
Tampa Bay, coming off of last year's success, kind of took a small step back, if you ask me. Fell into a bit of a lull at some point this season, and just they had that number 2 seed. At one point they were looking at that number 1 seed with Charlotte, and I believe at one point they rattled off 3 straight losses and kind of fell back a little bit. So I mean, hopefully they can overcome that slump and actually bring it back and start the playoffs here off on a good foot.
Most definitely. Everyone in the chat's like, who's this guy talking? You know who he is. Stop playing with the man. But we got New Jersey coming into this game. You got a response to that? It looks like Brian Davis hating on you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll ban all of you.
Don't ban them all. Is like the only people that join us to watch, but we're gonna avoid that real quick as we see New Jersey coming into this game at a 9-5 record. Who came into the season thinking that they will be a 9-win team, let alone hosting their first ever playoff game in team history in their first season in the USFA? As you already know, New Jersey came into the league with Toronto. Toronto still had a great season, even though they couldn't make it to the playoffs. Only 3 out of the 6 on each side can make it. But New Jersey, they put on some serious work since the halfway point of the season. I believe they only lost 1 game. Actually, I take that back. I'm pretty sure they went undefeated from week 8 onward. And this is why they are here. Gonna be a fun ride in this one. Zaire Augustus in his first ever playoff game straight out of college, looking to see if he could do something special at home, while James West, he's looking to pursue his own legacy within the USFA. I believe this is his 2nd playoff game in the USFA in regards to being with Tampa. So shout out to the Bigs homies here. And I'm going to go ahead and get this one rolling. You know how we do, Caboose. You let me know when to start it off.
Well, first and foremost, I need to see some F's in the chat for Pittsburgh. And as soon as we get some of those, we may start it off.
You most definitely throw your F's in the chat for sure. Gotta love me some Pittsburgh, but they definitely did not end the season as much as we expected to. I believe I put them as the number 2 seed, number 2 team as per talent, but they end up falling short. So they're going to get their foots in gear next season. I got a feeling they'll be back in that mix to make the playoffs. But looks like Wolf goes throwing up the ellipsis right there. He's like,
it's close enough. It's close enough. Let's get this thing started.
Anyway,
no one feels bad for Pittsburgh.
No, I don't even feel bad. I just know that they just need to get their execution right, and they're a top team, just like I expect them to be. But start this game off, man. I ain't gonna have these people waiting.
That's what I said. Let's get going.
Alrighty. I hit the play game button. Let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. Go ahead and get this rolling, and we are underway. As it looks like it's going to be New Jersey starting us off with the football, as it's going to be returned here. Taking a pass the 25-yard line, make it to the 27. And welcome to some playoff action here, folks. Let's get into it. New Jersey, the home team, starting out with the football, and they're going to try their hands at the run game, pushing forward and tackled immediately as he passes the 30, picking up the 4. Spiderweb, a familiar face with your Charlotte Royals there. He started out before he got kicked to the curb for Doc Boone.
And actually, I mean, they had a season in Charlotte where the both of them were split in the backfield, and that was probably one of the best run duos we've ever seen in the league.
Most definitely. As we see number 23 going through number 23, Levante Lewis picking up the first down right through Preston Dotson. And it's going to be first down coming up here for New Jersey.
Now, one thing I do want to point out about this rushing attack is that they're not a top-ranked rush team, despite the prowess of Spiderweb. He's only 9th in total rushing yards and rushing yards per game.
Most of their bread and butter comes through that short and intermediate passing game led by Zaire Augustus, and they're able to pair off with some real good runs throughout the season. You've seen Levante Lewis and Spiderweb having success so far, but we'll see if it continues, as that pass is going to be caught. And yet another first down here from New Jersey. Darren Guadiana, the tight end, getting his first crack of playoff action in the big leagues, and it's 1st and 10 at midfield. Tampa Bay on their heels so far, but right now that was a great play right there from number 53, hitting them in the backfield, and that's a loss of 2. Finally some resistance from his defense, huh, Caboose?
Absolutely, and you know what? If you're Tampa, I mean, they've kind of run roughshod over you at this point. You kind of need to see some life get breathed into that defense.
They got one of the more talented defenses all the way through, from bottom to all the way to the top. So we'll see if it continues on, as that pass is going to be caught. Is that another first down? It's going to be a little short 3rd and 1 coming up here. Like we were saying before, with that intermediate passing game, they just find great ways to get the ball out with these great routes. So far, it's been working for Jersey. Short drop back here, middle of the field, and caught. Sheds off Preston and pushes to the 26. And we're seeing shades of week 14 here. New Jersey on the move with relative ease. It's 1st and 10.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Tampa's defense, and really outside right now of Preston Dotson, who has had a spectacular season, there's not a lot of guys on here that have really contributed much. Loki Gunderson comes to mind, Von Carlton, but if you look at their total tackles each, it's maybe in the 60s for both of those two. Whereas compared to Dotson, it's over 100.
You got to show a little bit of love there to big homie Jordan Benny as well. He probably don't have the tackle numbers, but he has a lot of deflections too to add on, as the pressure's finally starting to head home, and he's going to make the catch and still reach out for potentially another first down, and they'll give it to him. Jersey's on the move again. And there goes that jump pass I love so much. Not the best animation I've seen, but I love it when he does it. Only he does it, so I love him. Play action fake here, looking for a man, midfield, and caught, and down to the 1, and it just seems like there's someone always open on these plays, as New Jersey's 1 yard away from cracking off this playoff scoring spree.
Well, and what a statement drive from the rookies there, Augustus.
I don't think there's any quarterback outside of another rookie quarterback that plays for Huntington Beach that is on fire, and he's going to look again, but it looks like Branch had 1 foot on the line as he held that one in, and that's going to make it second and goal. The only quarterback outside of Hank Falco that is as hot as him is probably the big homie of Huntington Beach who hasn't lost yet, who doesn't know what the meaning of losing is. Short drop back. Protection's breaking down, and he's going to get sacked this time around, rolling down forward to get to the 2. But it looks like the bot player is going to pick up half a sack along with another defensive tackle. Couldn't quite catch the numbers, but regardless of that, that's going to make it third and goal.
Well, I mean, the thing with that sack is they didn't take a big loss. It was only 1 yard. So this is still very manageable.
We'll see what they do. They're going to hand it off wide open lane, and he's just going to spin off a man, and New Jersey's going to crack it up with something proper. Touchdown, Battalion. Yep. They made that drive look way too easy. Outside of the sack and the everything like that, and outside that one run play that went backwards, it was all New Jersey.
Yeah, and if you are Tampa, that's a little concerning. You want to see your guys get off to a good start. You don't want to see yourself give up the first touchdown on the first drive of the game, but it's all about the response now. How can James West and company get back into this?
We'll see James West here in his 5th year. I believe the furthest he's ever made it playoff wise was the championship game, so we'll see if he's able.
It was the conference final against Charlotte last year.
That was the last. That's the furthest that he was able to go. Right? Did he make it there?
No, he didn't. He made it to the Western Conference, the Eastern Conference wild card.
Yeah, so he's never made it. So he's never played inside the spectrum of the conference championship game, but Jordan Vinny says he wants to do something here as he takes it past the 25 to the 28. We'll see this Tampa Bay offense come out real quick. Going to be interesting to see what they do here on offense. They have a lot of weapons. Saranat with the shotgun, and they're going to quickly pitch it and going to be caught there by Elijah Nigma, and that's going to be the first play of the day for Tampa. Is going to be a good one. 14 for 83, 1st and 10 Tampa Bay. And that was in some coverage too. There was a lot of black jerseys around that pass.
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually kind of surprising to see Elijah Nigma kind of evolve into the #1 receiver for Tampa when Earl Flint has kind of stuck around for a while.
Most definitely. I like Flint with his route running ability as opposed to the more deadline speed from Elijah Nigma, but it really depends on what you really want. Both of these receivers can go.
Absolutely.
As we set up 2nd and 10 in the shotgun, looking for a man to throw it to. Going to launch this middle of the field and caught, and there goes another catch, but it's not going to be either one of them. It's going to be Bronson Sparrow. He's been with Tampa Bay for quite some time. He's going to pick up 20, and they're already inside New Jersey territory.
Yeah, I will say, I think that Tampa Bay has such an amazing receiver set. You look down their top 3 guys, and you don't really see much of a weakness anywhere.
Short drop back middle of the field and caught. There goes the tight end this time around, mixing it up a little bit. 3 for 3 for 54 yards there for West, and all it takes is that they're in the red zone trying to tie this ball game up.
And this is the type of response you needed if you're Tampa after that first drive.
J.C. Jude on the middle linebacker there with the tackle. 1st and 10 coming. Receivers at the top of your screen. Blocking is perfect, and that was almost picked off as the first incompletion looked crazy. 2nd and 10 coming. Got the empty set here, looking for a man to throw it to. Throws the middle of the field and caught, and he was away from the marker. Unfortunate, as he could have turned up and potentially picked it up, but going to be 3rd and 2 now.
Yeah, I just think he's a little bit more awareness there to kind of throw himself upfield instead of trying to pancake the guy who's coming to tackle him.
He's looking for some style points for sure, but not to be. Going to be 3rd and 2. Handoff up the middle, and there goes a familiar face. A lot of people was giving him love in the last game, but it's the big homie Tom Edwards, who's actually announced his retirement. So you never know if this will be his last game, assuming they get beat. But I'm sure Tampa Bay's trying to avoid that. 1st and goal regardless. And here we go back to the shotgun bunch at the bottom. Going to be a pass again, right side, and going to be incomplete. Had Earl Flint right at the goal line, but I think the pass was just off the mark there, setting up 2nd down.
Yeah. Also, the routes were kind of crossing in a weird spot too, so it was kind of a difficult play altogether.
Sacco Sid in the chat talking about this. Looks like it's going to be a good one. I will have to agree with you, sir. So far, it's looking nice. Quick pitch right side. Going to be incomplete and punched out of the hands of the tight end, as the New Jersey defense is starting to show its fangs a little bit. 3rd and goal.
Well, that's all led by David Sutherland, the absolute steal of a pick that they got in that expansion draft to start the year.
And they needed every bit of that one. 3rd and goal coming up, looking for a man to throw to his West. Taking off to run, and has to throw this one away. And the New Jersey defense gets a W, as they're going to hold Tampa Bay to a field goal attempt.
It's a chip shot, so I mean, I would reasonably expect the kicker here to make it, but perhaps I should shut my mouth.
You never know. But Trey Pointer is one of the better kickers in regards to the bots from what we've seen. Kick is going to be up, and it is going to be all day. So both teams scoring their first possession. The first quarter just getting kick started. Don't go anywhere. We got another game tonight, so we could finish out the wild card set. Then we have one game at a time until we complete the season. The Eastern Conference Championship, then the Western Conference Championship. And then it all comes to the head on Saturday for the United Bowl. So make sure you watch out. Make sure you show some love to the channels, both on Twitch and YouTube. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, throw a comment with the football emoji in the chat. Thank you, big homies, once again. As we're going to see New Jersey come back onto this field, coming fresh off of a touchdown drive where they didn't have too much resistance. You got to think that they're going to be trying to push the ante and see if they can get some more points. As we see the return here, looking to avoid the special teams players, but it looks like Branch will take it past the 25. Going to make it 1st and 10 again. Setting up in a single back set. Tampa Bay loading up that box a little bit just in case, but they're going to pass out of it, looking for a man to throw to. They're going to take the check down and going to make the tackle real quick right after the catch. It's going to be 2nd and 9 coming up. Got 9 people in the giveaway. Can we get about 15 before halftime? That would be great. You already know we're going to be doing the drawing after the 3rd quarter, as we see Zaire Augustus quick pitch and gonna be caught, stuck right as he was trying to cross the marker. Then I think he's a little short. Yes, he is. He's going to make it 3rd and inches coming up. Ryan Bandy checking in for the first time. The hardest route in this sim to stop is the slants.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have to agree with that.
Passing it again, looking for a man middle field, and caught, and jukes up, and he's going to get inside Tampa Bay territory, expecting a run, but Ryan Bandy says, I'm open, big homie. It's 1st and 10.
In New Jersey, their receivers they've got Zachariah Branch, and he's been kind of their runaway stud of the group. But you look at Drew Stowe, you look at Ryan Bandy, you look at Darren Guadiana, and they're all 600 plus yards. So they're not slouching either.
Most definitely. Can draftees enter the giveaway?
Yeah, we're pretty close to the draft.
Looks like we'll let it happen for sure as we see another pass short left side. And that's going to be Levante Lewis with the catch. Third and medium coming up here. Tampa Bay with the chance to hold them as we close out quarter number 1.
If I had to kind of assess where the strengths and weaknesses were between these two teams on offense, it would definitely go more towards New Jersey on the receiving end. Or sorry, no, not the receiving end, the rushing end. And Tampa on the receiving.
Most definitely. As we go ahead and close out quarter number 1, they'll push on the ground game and find a big hole in Spiderweb, and he's going to pick up the first on that play. And New Jersey is just on another level right now. I don't know what switch got flipped at the halfway point of the regular season, but it's been nearly smooth sailing for them.
And that's why I say New Jersey's got to have the edge in the rushing department. Spiderweb is just too good of a back to ignore. And
Ooh,
that was a tight window.
And Zaire Augustus passing that along. He said, hey, Ryan Davis throwing shade at me. I see you, big homie. I ain't mad at you. I'm going to get your points. I'm going to get your players' points because you already know. You only saying that because, 80% of them is going to Huntington Beach. It's going to be first and goal coming up. Going to be a drop back here. Looking for something. Turns up to run. And hit as he's going to throw it. And that's going to be a sack. Tony D'Alfonso, the former Rattler, getting up in the mix. That's a big play there.
Absolutely. Part of that goal line stand, hopefully pushing them back a little bit further and slowly getting them out of scoring range so that this can stay a one-possession game.
Quick pitch left side. It's going to be caught and tackled immediately as he was turning up the field. Only a couple of yards on that play. And now it's a long third and goal situation. Tampa Bay can definitely do their best to hold the other team to 3 now.
And that would be best case scenario, absolutely.
And New Jersey doesn't have the greatest of kickers either, so that could definitely turn in their favor if they could find a way to get them to miss. Looking for a man again, passing it. Protection solid, looking right side, and it looks like number 24, Leon Kennedy, wanted the highlight reel, but not enough room to make it. That's going to be a stop there for Tampa Bay. Now they're showing their red zone defense.
Yeah, absolutely. So that brings out Eddie Sato, and he is 13 for 16 on the year. He's only missed 3.
Kicking it from the left hash here. Kick is going to be up, and it is going to be all day. Fire off the cannons real quick. And New Jersey's going to make it back to a 7-point ball game. Tampa Bay still well within this ball game. Need to find their way into the end zone. Field goals are not going to cut it. What are your thoughts, Caboose?
I think currently both teams have pulled off a red zone stand on defense. This is going to be a battle of which offense can consistently and reliably pick apart the other team's defense and get into the end zone. I think both teams' defenses have shown up to play. Now it's a matter of which offense can find their gears first.
So far, every team has scored every single time they got the football. Tampa Bay wants to continue the trend, but they want to make sure the score is tied next time they score. So the offense is coming onto the field after this return. Jordan Vinny says he don't want to wait to the offense. He want to return this nice, but the defense, or I should say the special teams of New Jersey, holds them behind the 25, and that's going to make it 1st and 10. Great special teams.
Yeah, it was a great special teams play there. Starting at the 22-yard line instead of, say, the 30, it could be all the difference in the world, honestly.
If they drive down and they stop like 5 yards shy, we could look back here as we see the pass looking right side, and he's wide open. There goes Earl Flint for his first playoff catch of the season. And that's a big play right there. Once again, Tampa Bay has shown the ability to move the ball down the field, as did Jersey. So that doesn't surprise me, but a great way to start the drive.
Absolutely. And again, no surprise that it's going to Earl Flint here. They've got that triple-headed monster of receivers. Really, it could go to any of them. It's always dangerous.
Faking the handoff here, going to launch his middle of the field and caught. And Sparrow checks in again, getting inside the 35. Down at the 31-yard line is where they stand. Tampa Bay on the move again.
And now if you're Jersey, and on defense, you got to stop allowing these big chunk plays, because you're never going to get a stop if you're doing that.
Most definitely. If they see that weakness, they're going to pick it apart every single time. As you see the big homie, Tom Edwards, the dog in them, getting them that first down. And now it's going to be another red zone check-in here for Tampa.
And that's another big chunk play. 3 plays gets them, 50-something yards? If you're the secondary in New Jersey, you got to find a way to make a stop there.
Some of the what should I say, that's the first flag of the game, and it is going to be offsides. Going to turn around and try to take off to run, and he's going to go ahead and try to juke, but they're going to pick up 5 regardless, so they're just going to go ahead and decline that. 1st and 5 coming up here for Tampa.
You mean accept that?
Yeah, accept that. Yeah, accept that. Yeah, you're right. I was just thinking something else.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know I'm drinking. Don't worry about me. 1st and 5 coming regardless.
Jesus. I can hear you sipping on it too.
Yeah, that was good. 1st and medium here. Looking for a man. Right side wide open. A juke move leaves them inside the 5 to the 4. And Tampa Bay's 4 yards away from tying this ball game up, pending an extra point.
Very true, but they're running out of room to pass, and that is Tampa Bay's strength, is their pass.
Going with the shotgun again. They do have Tom Edwards in the backfield. Will they give it to him? No, they will not. They're going to quick pitch it and going to be incomplete, punched out at the last second. Bed Sheets Jenkins. I already know that's him because that's number 69. So nice. He knocked it out right at the last second. That was almost a touchdown.
Absolutely. It's plays like that are going to hope potentially come back to haunt Tampa if they can't score here.
Looking for a man here, pitching the right side. They just left him wide open. That is big homie Tom Edwards knocking it down. And we should have ourselves a tie ball game. See what they could do with the extra point. But a great drive nonetheless from Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa's kicker, Trey Pointer, is 28 for 30 on point after touchdown PATs. So, this should be a gimme.
And he does make it a gimme. It's a tie ball game for sure. Playoff football. Don't act like we ain't playing around. The best action in regards to the Sim League for American football is right here. And you are here with us with the USFA. How you feeling so far about the game and in the season as well in regards to all these teams?
I think I mentioned it a little bit. I was a little bit disappointed with Pittsburgh's result. I was really pulling for them this year, trying to get that first year into the playoffs. They were a first expansion team, all the way back in season 5. But it's awesome to see at this point all of our season 7 expansion teams making the playoffs, with Anchorage finally making the dance this year.
Congrats again.
Absolutely. And, hopefully eventually they're starting to push for titles and kick teams like Huntington Beach out of that top seed.
And you already know Ryan Davis is not going to let that happen easy, as we see New Jersey take that to the 24. Zaire Augustus coming back onto the field. Zachariah Branch, he was trying to take that up the field, but he did pretty decent. Can't be too mad at it.
Yeah, salary cap constraints eventually come for us all.
Gotta love that APE switch, as it's gonna make it 1st and 10. Gonna send Bandy in motion closer to the line of scrimmage and hand it off, trying to find a hole, and he'll roll towards the 30. A solid gain again on the ground here for New Jersey. It's 2nd and 3 coming up.
You know, Bandy this year on the ground actually is a wide receiver. So it's actually kind of weird that they're handing the ball off to him.
Yeah, hit him off with them reverse plays and those jet sweeps. Getting us some more action outside of the norm, you know what I'm saying? Middle of the field and gonna be incomplete as he got smacked by Preston.
What a hit. That man did
Oh no, he caught that.
That man did a backflip.
He caught that? They said he caught that. That's wild. I guess he I don't know about that one, but they said he caught it. But regardless of that, it's gonna take him to the 41-yard line thanks to that ground game. What a hit.
Tampa's overpaying Preston.
I mean, I'm getting the minimum. Like, there is no overpaying.
No, it's overpaid.
Come on, man. I'm leading the league in tackles, or he's leading the league in tackles. Give him some credit. As we see the handoff again, pushing forward, trying to spin off his blockers, but that's going to set up 3rd down and 1. That's the first time I've ever seen that. Overpaid when he gets his bonus. Oh, do I get my bonus? Oh, yeah. I forgot what the parameters was for that particular contract. I believe safety of the year had something to do with it. Maybe. As we see a fake of the handoff here, looking for a man, middle of the field, and wide open again is Branch, who's going to take it inside the 35. And 3rd down conversions on both sides have been working pretty nicely, mostly on New Jersey side, because I don't think Tampa Bay's had too many 3rd downs, but it's going to be 1st and 10 regardless.
Just picking apart that zone coverage, leaving it soft in the middle, and it's all day. You leave that middle area open, like any QB can pick that apart.
Stretching it, and it's going to be a flag, and this might be a penalty here on New Jersey, and it is. And this is the first major adversity that we've seen from New Jersey. Will they be able to actually get past this one?
They still have their 1st down to work with, so I think it's entirely dependent on what kind of play they can pull off here on 1st down.
Single back set, 3 wide receivers here, and it's going to be a handoff. Makes one man miss, but Preston Dotson holds him to a short gain, and he's just looking like the same safety we've seen all season long, just always around the ball, and he's already at 7 tackles, and we're not even halftime.
That's insane. I think it's fair to say that Preston is the Tampa Bay defense.
He is everywhere. As we see a fake of the handoff here, protection's breaking down, trying to get away from the sack, jump pass and throws it straight to Preston. He's going to take off to run. He's going to spin off of a man and push forward to the 45. I think I should get a drink off of that. Tampa Bay is on the move.
Still overpaid, but you know.
As we see the fake of the handoff, looking right side and dropped. And that is actually one of the bot players there. And this is, this is why you always get a 2nd tight end on your team, to avoid all those type of instances.
This is true. Look at Charlotte. Last season, they were having some struggles with that tight end 2 position. They went and picked up Hex Waters, and I mean, that passing attack is deadly.
Faking the handoff here. Protection's breaking down, and that's going to be a sack by the cornerback. And that was 3rd and 19 here for Tampa.
There's number 3 on the sack. I don't know who that is off the top of my head.
Jut Sosa. Ryan Davis like, if he's overpaid, let me get him.
You don't have enough cap space on your team to get him.
Going to be passing this again, looking for it, man. He's going to decide to just throw this one short, pick up as much as he can, see if they can pin him a little bit, as that's going to take him to the 44-yard line. And even with the interception, New Jersey stands tall, and both defenses are showing up here, as it looks like the game is starting to get to that breakdown.
Yeah, both teams have kind of settled in. The early jitters are gone. Defenses have figured out what the other teams are trying to do on offense and are taking steps to prevent that.
Ooh.
That's going to go into the end zone.
Close. Very close right there for sure. What's going on, J11 Knight? said he going to the draft next year. He said he want to make a team great, not just in college. I ain't mad at you. Don't worry, what I got, I'll make it work. Ryan Davis said, look, I'm gonna find a way.
I'm always worried about what you got.
He's all of your firsts and seconds for the next 2 seasons. Make it happen. Looking for the pass again. Middle of the field, and there goes an incomplete play right there. It's going to be 2nd and 10 coming up. And speaking of which, I was talking about the jump passes on that interception. That was a jump pass. That was off that right foot. So, like, maybe that's reserved for the regular season and not the playoffs. 2nd and 10. Just drop back here. Zaire Augustus looking for something. Pass protections, break him down, and he barely gets this one away. And very smart play there from Zaire to avoid the sack. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it was huge to not go down right there, because if he goes down there, then it's suddenly safety season, and you don't want that.
And best case scenario, if you don't get the first, like, you'll still have to punt it all the way from your end zone, and the punter / kicker isn't all that great, just all bad. But they're gonna look short here, turns up, and they left them wide open again, and that's just a blown coverage.
Yeah, there was no one over there to prevent that from going around, and the spider web just eats it all day.
And once again, Preston Dotson outrunning his own teammate to make the tackle. If you've seen that, it's 1st and 10 coming up as we hit the 2-minute warning.
It's like, yeah, no, this is why he has so many stats. It's because he doesn't let his teammates actually make plays. I
mean, the name of the game is to make sure he doesn't get as far as he can. So he's doing his job. I don't know what to tell you. 1st and 10 coming.
Hey, you know what? I don't know of a player with bigger trust issues than Preston Dotson. So.
Well, it looks like the offensive line got a little trust issues right there. That's going to be a sack. Heavy D getting into the backfield. Preston Dotson once again in the area. He almost got his hands on him, if you've seen, but it's going to be 2nd and 15 now. Looking for a man here, right side, and left side, and going to be caught. And now it's going to be another 3rd and long situation here, as Tampa Bay could potentially call the timeout after this play, see if they could get something cooking.
True. However, I think if you're New Jersey, you just want to run this clock for as much as you can and try and make this play as long as possible.
Most definitely. Shotgun set here for Zaire Augustus. 3 wide receivers. They're going to send the halfback out. Pass is caught again, and obviously Preston's going to make the tackle for another time right there. 35 seconds, actually 36, and New Jersey called a timeout here. Now they have a chance to get some points, but they need a lot more than just 30 some yards. They need probably around like 40.
I wouldn't go about that far. I'd say maybe 25, and it's a chance.
For that kicker, he's missed all of his kicks past 40 yards. All the kicks that he's missed that were 40 yards plus, they were misses. And I can confirm that.
That's not true. Nope, that's not true. 80 Sato has a long of 49.
Okay, man, 50. I know it's one of them. I know those long kicks, like, they always went wide left. I was like, oh, that was like gross. But regardless of that,
he's only missed 3 field goals all year.
Maybe I'm thinking of another kicker then. I could be wrong. As we see, the spike and fumble is going to be picked up though, and New Jersey's going to pick it up and call the timeout. Well, actually, did he call a timeout? No, they just said fumble. Well, the clock is still.
They called a timeout.
Well, the clock is still running. It's 14 seconds. They might have just lost the time. They might have just lost the time out there. But it's 3 seconds. Maybe they're just going to go to the Hail Mary, see what they could do. No, they will not. They'll jump it short, and they will close out the half right there. No Hail Mary. Unfortunate there for him or them. As we'll go ahead and set up the kickoff. Going to the third quarter. It's going to be returned from Jordan Vinny, looking for a better return. And it looks like he will at least take it past the 25 this time around. Tampa Bay stuck around. The defense starting to turn up a little bit, getting to the quarterback, forcing fumbles. Now it's time for their offense to pick it up and take this lead.
Yeah, and Tampa Bay is starting to kind of put the pressure on this rookie quarterback and truly make him look like a rookie.
First and 10 here. Single back set, 3 wide receivers, and they're going to hand this one off. And big hold there for Tom Edwards, who's going to fight forward and push to the 44. And that's a big chunk play that we spoke about earlier here. The Tampa Bay offense is starting to click.
Absolutely.
Especially if their defense keeps on rolling like it has been recently. It might spell doom here for New Jersey, but we'll see how it rolls out. Looking for a man middle field and caught. And there goes Earl Flint again, down to the 40. Over 140 yards there for James West through the air. It's going to be first and 10 here for the Typhoon. And that's the last thing New Jersey needs, is to let number 6 fly, because it'll make you pay.
Absolutely. I mean, Tampa Bay is coming out this half. They look like a completely different team, a completely motivated team. Mind, I speak a little too soon.
Ladavius Button getting the sack, and it was a little bit of a blunder there from Tampa Bay. He had the room to try to get away, but he wasn't looking up and runs right into the bot tight end. And he's a bot for a reason, as you can see. He's just standing around doing nothing. Doing his leg raises, you know how it goes. Looking for a man, launching to the left side and caught. Bronson Sparrow making this third down a lot more feasible.
Absolutely, and that was a crucial play right there on second down.
Bedsheets Jenkins there with the tackle. Let us know in the chat how I'm sounding, how he's sounding, how the game is sounding, how it's looking as well. Looking for a man again, middle of the field and caught, and it looks like it is going to be a first down there by the tight end, Travis Vaughn, who's had himself his best season of his career. It's first and 10, Tampa Bay. Travis Vaughn is a very underrated tight end. He's probably like a tier 2 type of tight end in my personal opinion, but he can go, and he's never really been a catching issue with him. So great job by him, as you see Tom Edwards once again with the big burst, picks up 9.
And Vaughn, he's had pretty solid hands. I'd say he's a pretty sure-handed tight end. Not much of a blocker, all things considered, but hey. He can make it work. He can make it work.
Quick pitch, and he's going to give it straight to him off the quick pitch. And there goes Tampa Bay inside the red zone. They're in striking distance. See if they could take this lead.
I think either way, they're going to come away with some points here.
Assuming nothing crazy happens. But right now, this offense is percolating. Venom says they need 6 as they set up in the bunch formation. Looking to get something cooking, drop back, quick pitching off the back and picked off. It's going to be taken past the 20. One more man to beat, trying to get past everybody. He has all the speed you need. Oh my goodness, James West runs him down to the 18, and that is how you flip the field. Jersey says, stop playing games with me. I got to get something cooking.
Well, I don't even know who that is.
Number 33. We had to look that one up. I don't even have the pick. What's the sheet up? Let me see if I can bring that up really fast. But a great play nonetheless there from the big homie. Actually, I'll do it a little bit later on my phone. That's what I'm gonna do. That way the sound stays percolating. But regardless. Okay, cool.
I can look at it. Yeah.
Second.
I think you sent it to me somewhere, numbers and whatnot.
Well, we broke one tackle, but Preston Dotson says you ain't gonna break mine. 3rd and 3 coming up.
It's number 33.
Matt
that
Phillips.
is Matt Phillips.
Thank you, Kyle Wu, in the chat. Y'all seen number 72 booking that note down the sideline. He was trying. He wasn't gonna touch him, but he was up there. It's going to be 3rd and 3 coming up as they hand it off in an open hole there for Levante Lewis, and it's going to set up first and goal now here for Jersey. What a major error there from Tampa, though.
You know, that's one of those things that, I mean, you can't have that, and especially not for as many yards as it went for. As Spiderweb pushes his way in for a touchdown.
A major error there from Tampa as New Jersey goes back up a score, and especially after a great drive that Tampa Bay was having too. Flipped right back on its head, and now it's New Jersey with the lead. Kick is going to be up and good. A little glitch in the matrix, but fire off the cannons regardless.
Yeah, so now New Jersey converts their interception for 7. Tampa could not convert their interception for anything. See if that ends up being the difference as we start to approach this fourth quarter.
How far can the Cinderella story go for New Jersey? That's kind of what the main question is, right? No one expected Jersey to be here, but here they are, a quarter and a half away from making it to the next round in the playoffs. Tampa Bay was expected to be that team, like out of the 3, when we were first thinking that maybe we'll probably go up to the next round. If it wasn't them, maybe Pittsburgh if they was playing right. So New Jersey came out of the blue, and they're just looking like they're on a mission.
Yeah. And, I mean, I think we touched on it earlier as well, but the Battalion, I mean, they went on a, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 game tear.
Outside of the team that we're expecting, be in the United Bowl in Huntington Beach, they're the hottest team.
Yeah. I mean, going into week 8, they were what, 2-6?
Something like that.
2-5. They were 2-5 going into week 6.
You see a nice play there from Tom Edwards out the backfield. That's definitely going to help him out. Tampa Bay's issue is not moving the football. We've seen them move the football all game long. It's a matter of them putting the points on the board. So we'll have to see if that matches up to anything. See if they could tie it up.
Yeah.
As they hand it off again, and this time New Jersey was ready for the run game, a short gain of about 2. Venom in the chat says we hate point stacks. Well, you better find a way to love it.
I mean, you know, I'm not going to deny that, because Tampa Bay, of the playoff teams, is actually, you know what? No, never mind. You can't say that. You cannot possibly say that, because you have the 3rd best point differential of the playoff teams.
Most definitely. Gotta be 1st and 10 coming up here. Playoff action here in the USFA. Tampa Bay trying to get something cooking. Great first down there as they trying to hand it off, and the defense once again of New Jersey says no to that.
Now, Tampa Bay has the 3rd best point differential in the league. First point differential is Charlotte, because Huntington Beach doesn't exist. Only in my nightmares does Huntington Beach exist.
2nd and 11, taking off to running out of room, and gets it away around the area of Tom Edwards, avoiding the sack. It's going to be 3rd and 11 coming up. Right side, and almost picked off again. And there goes another stop here from this Jersey defense. It's not looking very pretty as we approach the end of the 3rd.
Yeah, Tampa Bay seems a little bit demoralized after that turnover and score. And at this point now, New Jersey gets another score, it's going to be really tough for Tampa to make that back up.
That's definitely going to help Tampa Bay, though, as they pin them inside the 5. And we'll see if Tampa Bay's defense is able to make something happen out of it. Great job there from Trey Pointer. And in a game like this, you need all the good that you can get.
Yep. Well, and with a rookie quarterback on the other side, maybe you can force him into stepping into the end zone and getting a safety.
And then you get the ball back as well. You never know what could happen after that, as it looks like they're going to try the ground game, moving forward a little bit, and there is a flag, so that's going to move them backwards. Actually, it's going to take them back 1 yard, so pretty much starting from the same spot they was.
Yeah, half the distance to the goal there, and it's not very far.
First and 12 coming up here. Shotgun set in the end zone. They're going to send Guadiana in motion. As they hand it off, trying to find a hole, and does. Gets close to the 10. They'll mark them there at the 10. Second and 5 coming.
Well, that run really did change a lot of things, because now it's second and 5. If you're Tampa Bay, you really got to stop that short, but New Jersey had the blocks up front to make it a bigger game.
Most definitely second and medium. That was going to be a drop back. Look at middle of the field and wide open again in the zone, as that's going to be first and 10 coming up here for Jersey. Getting some breathing room now.
Yeah, that's plenty of breathing room, unless they take a massive sack. This should be plenty of breathing room.
Single back formation coming up again. There's going to be another handoff pushing forward. Going to get another first down. There is a flag at the end of it, and it is a face mask, so it's going to be even worse. New Jersey's going to start near midfield.
Yep, so basically from their own 2-yard line now to midfield between penalties and rushing yards. Tampa is just bleeding yards currently.
And bleeding time as well. See if they can extend this lead, as they're going to send Zachariah Branch in motion. They're going to pitch out, and it's going to be a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Guess who? It's Preston Dotson making the stop. Using that explosiveness. I'm sure Tampa Bay could have used a fumble at that particular juncture, but hey, a loss for 2 is nothing to sneeze at, as they're trying to get this ball back for this offense. And they're going to try to run again, and Preston is again right there. He says, I'm going to get my offense the ball back by himself if need be.
But the question is, can Tampa's offense do something with the ball?
That's a major question.
And outside of that first quarter, it just hasn't looked that way.
Shotgun set here. Tampa Bay looking to get something cooking. Protection's breaking down, and there goes the sack. And Tampa Bay needed it.
4th and 19 pushes him all the way back to the 38, and he looked lost in the pocket there.
You got to give credit to that secondary there. They've made sure there were no open holes for Zaire to throw to. Let's go ahead and send this one away. Looking for the bounce. There is a flag. Looking for the bounce. It's a great one. But what is the flag on? It's actually a hold on Tampa Bay. So that's going to bring them back even further. That's down to the 2-yard line. That is a tough break there.
So now Tampa has to do more or less the exact same thing New Jersey just did, but with a less talented running back.
Going with the full Panther here, and they're going to hand it off to see what they could do. They're going to get some breathing room as they get outside of the 5-yard line to the 6.
4-yard pickup, I mean, it's a little bit, but you definitely need a bit more.
A couple more plays here in the 3rd, and then we'll go ahead and get to the giveaway. Are we doing doubles for the playoffs, or what we doing for the playoffs?
We'll do doubles.
We could do doubles. I love to see it. and I'll make sure I get all of those TPE out for you, because I still have to catch up for like week 8, dealing with all my stuff. But it's honestly pretty easy. I just got to go through all the videos that I did streams on, so it won't take me too long. I just been doing other shiz. As it's 3rd and 1 here, Tampa Bay needs to get the conversion, and they'll hand it off, finding a hole, and actually had a way bigger hole that Ja'Cory Dash missed. That would have made it a lot better for him. But we'll go ahead and end the 3rd. I'll go ahead and do the giveaway after this. As a setup, 1st and 10, going from the empty, looking for a man to throw it to, takes off to run off the back foot and caught, and a great play there for Tampa Bay. As we go ahead and set up for the giveaway, let's go ahead.
80% completion percentage is insane.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy there for Zaire Gus. Is a great performance so far, but he's not quite out of the water yet. As we go ahead and check in to see what the giveaway is for. You say we're doing doubles. And it looks like it is going to be 5 TPE, which means it'll be 10 TPE here for the double set for the playoffs. Thank you so much for everybody in the chat. We got another game tonight, so make sure you watch out for that. It's going to be a fun ride as always, as we go ahead and doubles check to see who's going to actually win it. Looks like we got 11 entries on this one, and the winner shall be Mr. Blake, getting the victory here. So Blake Grant from Pittsburgh, we were talking about him a little bit earlier. That's definitely going to help him out for sure, getting some TPE there for him. So congratulations there to Blake Grant, getting into the mix there for sure. Gene is pretty sure we'd have the sacks record if we were updated. Well, you never know. You never know. You never know what happens.
No, just no. I'm sorry. If anyone ever catches Shane Knox, I'd be I don't know what I would do.
It's all good though, but once again, show some love to the big homie Blake for getting the 10 TPE. We have another one to do tonight, and we'll see who gets that one as well. He said she would be, we just can't get our TP. I mean, I don't know how many she's won in these last instances, so I think she won probably like 3 or 4. So maybe that's like another 20 TPE or so you can move your 85 up to 86. That's dope. Looking right side and almost picked off again.
Maybe trying to do a little too much there is James West.
Okay, so she can move it up from 85 to 87. Okay, cool. Which is still a big thing as well. Not trying to diminish it, but you kind of get what I'm saying. As you see the pass again, going to look for a man right side and going to be deflected, and it almost got into the hands of Bronson Sparrow on the back end. You seen that?
I did see that.
That would have been ridiculous.
But, Davis, this is what happens when you have unpaid associates like Stacks working for you.
Mm-hmm. And then when you have random stuff that's out of your control pop up and stop you from doing everything. I need to do like the articles and all like that. Is going to be another sack. Trying to get the screen off, and Rich Chattison comes through with the half sack. I believe Ladavius Button cleans it up. And New Jersey's going to get another stop here on this offense. This is just ridiculous.
Not looking good right now for Tampa Bay, but still only one possession, a lot of time still.
Send me the list, I'll post it. I mean, shit, I have to look that up. But I have to go through the videos. Actually, I have them archived. I can actually check them myself. I just got to make sure I get the right weeks and stuff. I'll post them eventually. I've just been doing so much. Got a lot of stuff to do.
X hasn't been doing a damn thing.
Yeah, except for getting all these games on as quick as you can. Yeah, that's not one thing. But it's going to be all good, though. You're going to get y'all TPE. Well, I'm assuming we're doing better when I was in here, considering I joined as a sack. I mean, could be worse. You're only down a touchdown as you look right side and going to be caught. What a catch there from Zachariah Branch. It is for 9, but he skied for that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, New Jersey is playing some very inspired football right now, and it's hard not to pick them in this game at this point.
Tampa Bay is going to need something drastic, maybe even another interception where they can match the one that they gave up earlier, but giving up plays like that ain't going to help, as Zachariah Branch catches 2 in a row, and that gets him inside the 35. Tampa Bay needs something here.
Tampa Bay needs another turnover, if I'm being honest.
Or a sack to push him backwards a little bit. As you see, another pass right side is going to be caught. That's not going to help out Jersey, as they only pick up 1. 2nd and 9 coming up.
Every play that they complete that keeps the clock moving helps Jersey right now.
And that is a definite point right there. But in regards to adding on to points that they currently have, 1 yard isn't really going to cut it. But we'll see what happens here, as this 2nd and 9 coming. Handed it off in another big hole. That's going to get him in range for sure, as that pushes him inside the 25. New Jersey on clockwork right now.
103 rushing yards for New Jersey at this point. I think 101 of those are from Spiderweb.
I mean, you cannot deny the veteran leadership there from C-Web, aka Spiderweb. He's been doing so much great work here for him in the stretch. It's going to be 1st and 10 coming, though. Letting the clock drain a little bit, see if they can find something. Middle of the field and caught. And once again, Preston right on the money to make the tackle. Going to be 2nd and 6 coming up. Well, if there's one thing that can be said about Tampa Bay, there is one player that put it all on the line.
Yeah, well, that's because he gets like 20 tackles a game.
That's not his fault. He just hit around the ball. That's not his fault. But it's 2nd and 6.
Lack of trust.
2nd and 6. Looking left side and caught Jordan Benny making the tackle, but once again, a perfect route there from Ryan Bandy. I'd see that all the receivers have their own niche to them. Zachariah Branch is the speedster. Drew Stowe is that all-around guy that could do everything, and Ryan Bandy's routes is just immaculate.
They've really put together a great receiver group here.
That's going to be a stop right there in the backfield. Still in range for a field goal, so if New Jersey is able to make this 20-10, that's definitely going to make it difficult for Tampa Bay, but it's going to be 2nd and 13 here. And we've seen some comebacks, so granted, this game is still not over by a long shot. Tampa Bay could very well catch fire, as we see another handoff pushing forward, and guess who? Right on the back end, Preston Dotson bringing them down for another stop. They say Von Carlton, but I believe that's going to split that one. It's 3rd and 9.
Probably. More than likely, I would assume, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think the most tackles I've seen in a game was around like 18 by Yogi Barr from Toronto, as we see another pitch and going to be deflected and almost picked off again by Preston off of the tip. And the Tampa Bay defense does hold them to a field goal attempt at the 10-yard line.
Is Dotson going down the tunnel or something?
I don't know. I think he's going to the sideline, seeing if he can find some honeys or something. He might need it after this game.
In enemy territory, probably not going to find many.
I mean, I'm sure he'll find a way. He is Preston Dotson, by the way. But regardless of that, New Jersey is going to knock it through. And we're talking about how up and down Nettie Sato is. He's knocked down all of his kicks. And up to this point, all of the kicks matter. All of the points matter. It's playoff season. So 20-10 is your score. Tampa Bay is going to need to score real quick. Find a way to get the ball back and do it again.
And there's still enough time for them to make this possible, but they got to score, and they got to score soon.
Mm-hmm. You'd have to assume this is 4-down territory all the way through.
Pretty much, yeah. If you're not going 4 downs, I mean,
you're pretty much shooting your own self in the foot at that point.
Yeah. Fire your offensive coordinator.
sending this one away. A short kick going to be returned, taking a pass to 25 and not much else. And honestly, underrated setup here for this game was the New Jersey special teams. I don't think they've started outside of the interception, outside of the 30 here for Tampa Bay. So you got to give them a lot of credit too.
Yeah, they've really put the squeeze on Tampa Bay with their their not secondary, but their
special teams.
Play. Yeah.
Shotgun set here, passing it again. Launched this middle of the field and caught. There goes Edwards, picking up the first, getting to the 40. Definitely an encouraging start to start their drive.
One thing to notice is West is really taking his time in that pocket. He almost got hit for another sack there before he launched that ball. So I'm wondering if that interception he threw for almost a pick six. Yeah, I wonder if that's kind of playing in his head a little bit.
Well, I hope not in regards to Tampa Bay's chances. Taking off and throws this one away. As it didn't look like there was too much open on that one. Maybe it was just better to just take that, but it did look like he had room to run.
He did have room to run, and I'm telling you, I think that turnover right now is playing with his head.
Shotgun set again. They need to get past midfield to get the first down. But they're going to pass it here, looking for a man. Throws it short, and there goes Elijah Enigma getting close to it. Gain of 8 on that play, and now it's 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2 is definitely manageable, but I feel like for some reason they're going to try and run it, and I don't think it's the right choice.
Unless they go no huddle from here on out. Yeah, but I definitely agree there, as they will try to hand off, and there's a defensive player right there waiting for him. Maybe a gain of 1, and that's it. It's 4th down. You got to go for it here.
You got to go for it. I don't agree with the decision to run at all, and I mean, honestly, if you punt it, you're punting the game away.
Well, they do have the offense on. That is encouraging to see, but it is a flag, and that is not going to help them out. That'll back them up 4th and 6, and it looks like it's currently snowballing here for the Tampa Bay team right now.
It's mental miscues. Mental miscue after mental miscue. And everyone's trying so hard not to make a mistake that they're making mistakes.
Making all the mistakes. 4th and 6 still. They're going to look right side and almost throw it. Yes, they will throw a pick. And there goes Matt Phillips with number 2. 2 interceptions here in the playoffs. And New Jersey, I don't know what to say that hasn't already been said. This is a good team. This is not a young team.
The weird thing is that it is a young team, but they're playing so well that you kind of have to root for them.
Oh my goodness, New Jersey. They're looking like they have a date to North Carolina at this rate as they pick up 3 on this game. Goodness gracious. What are we seeing here cooking in New East Rutherford? As they go ahead with the fullback, and they're going to go ahead and pick up a little bit. Actually, that's Levante Lewis sitting at the fullback position. It's 3rd and 3, and honestly, New Jersey's in the pole position where they could just run this thing out if they could pick the first down up.
Absolutely. And honestly, I mean, New Jersey's probably playing the best football New Jersey's seen in a very long time.
No comment in regards to other football leagues out there, you know what I'm saying? As we see the pitch, and they're trying a little bit of trickery there. Actually, not too much trickery, there's a little bit of motion as they do pick up the first down with it, and Levante Lewis barely just had enough to make that happen.
I thought it was a little short, if I'm being totally honest, and I would challenge it if I could.
I'd say that as well, but looking at that replay, it looked like he definitely kind of had that ball pointed past it, so I'll probably give it to him. Tampa Bay, I would do it just for the sake of doing it, but I think he got it. As we see 1st and 10 coming up, we're going to move Ryan Bandy in motion, and there goes the penalty there, taking a little too time with that one. Zaire Augustus hasn't had too many miscues tonight outside of the interception, so I'll give him a pass on it for starting that motion late. As New Jersey just played almost a master class. I won't say they weren't perfect by any means necessary. By any means, they weren't perfect in this game, but they played enough As it looks like Preston was trying to rip that ball out. He had a chance, but just could not grip it.
He wasn't trying to just rip the ball out. He was trying to rip that guy's soul out.
Did you see that? That was hilarious.
Oh, I did see it. I saw every second of that.
I'm coughing with this vape and shit. Oh, shit. But the 2nd and 16 coming up, and that is definitely not going to help out New Jersey, but the clock is still on their side as they try a similar play, and he's going to take off to run, and he's trying to outrun everybody, and Preston just cannot keep up, and he's looking for the knockout. And New Jersey says they want to go to the next round. Cinderella, nothing. They said they're a contender tonight.
I mean, New Jersey has absolutely earned the right to go to North Carolina and play the Royals for the Eastern Conference Championship. But Charlotte's a different team. Charlotte is a much better team. So they're going to have to play another masterclass game in order to beat them.
New Jersey Battalion. I'm not even going to lie to everybody in the chat and with you, Caboose, with me in the booth. I put some time putting in some work on this team, getting it into the game. You see it in the jerseys, you see it in the field. And it looks like it's all coming together for them. I'm happy to see them doing so well. And honestly, I'm kind of like on your side. I was like, I don't want it to end. I want to see them in the United Bowl, to be honest. I don't want to play no favorites. And I know that my other player is on Charlotte, right? I get it. And I know that you are currently running Charlotte, right? But you can't help but you love New Jersey, man. It's just it's an amazing sight to see.
Well, here's the thing. I want the team that has the best chance to beat Huntington Beach to represent the East.
Mm-hmm.
So, whoever that is, come that time, I will be cheering for them.
Most definitely. And we have to decide whether that's New Jersey or Charlotte. We'll see what happens here, as that pass is going to be caught in the middle of the field by Elijah Enigma. And you see James West there, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. That definitely didn't help him out for sure, as New Jersey's currently up 3 scores going into this 2-minute warning. Outside of that, Tampa Bay has had a lot of help in a lot of great games this season, but they've also had a good amount of blunders where we see similar to this, where the offense just is not clicking as it should be. And I want to say this to the Tampa Bay team, not just because my particular player's on it, but there's a lot of talent here for Tampa Bay that could do great things. I think they just need a few more pieces on defense. I believe Venom mentioned the linebacker group that could definitely help them out in regards to stopping the run game. You've seen how Spiderweb was able to pop off, but if you have a great ground game, a great linebacker core, a lot of those issues go away. The secondary is actually a very good strong point for them. The D-line could be better, in my personal opinion, but even then, they've been getting sacks out the wazoo. So the defense, honestly, I don't think is the major problem. I think they need a stronger force at halfback to make defenses, focus on them a little bit more. That'll definitely help them out, as they do throw it to the halfback. Even though Tom Edwards is playing his heart out, but he won't be here next season. So you got to find someone that's going to be able to replace him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they're going to have to look to the draft for that. And I mean, personally, if it's me, I'm looking at maybe Quinn James out of Fresno State coming into the draft this year.
Mm-hmm.
For them, probably arguably the best running back in the draft. Tamara Jones, though, isn't a slouch either.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of pieces coming up in this draft.
You see right there, James West throwing on the run. His Earl Flint gets his 3rd catch for 64 yards. A valiant game, but obviously not enough, as they go to the no huddle, and they're going to go ahead and fake the handoff. A lot of confusion, and it forces another sack again, and kind of the story of the season here as Tiger Band comes through untouched as they were running into their own players here on the reverse.
Yeah, and it's just been a lot of, mental miscues, a lot of communication errors as, people run into each other, penalties get taken that honestly shouldn't be, and just unneeded errors.
Oh, and look at Earl Flint says, I'm still going to get mines. I don't care what you're talking about. That's a nice catch there from Earl Flint. And unfortunate for them, it's just a little too late.
Yeah, the touchdown in garbage time there doesn't unfortunately make an impact on this game other than change a plus minus a little bit.
As we see the kick from Trey Pointer, going to knock that one through. Got to expect the onside kick at this point. I believe we only seen one completed out of all of them. So unless they're able to get that going and then score on the exact next play, it's going to be hard for me to think that Tampa Bay will be getting a comeback because they'll still have to combat another 3 points.
Yep. So, actually, question for you. Since we can now track playoff stats, how do you feel about potentially doing a playoff MVP award for the first time?
I am perfectly down with that. That'll be awesome. But that also required the stat team, hint in the chat, to actually get that going so we could track it.
Absolutely.
But a great game nonetheless, once again, for New Jersey. Got to give them all the credit in the world in this one, as we see the onside kick, and it bumbles for a little bit, but it looks like New Jersey will secure it. Tampa Bay only has 2 timeouts, so there will be some runoff here, and we can secure New Jersey going to the conference finals. I know you for a fact did not expect this to happen, neither did anyone else in the chat watching or myself.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I mean,
Ryan was like, stat team, cough, cough, cow, woo, cough. I definitely get it.
I was the exact same thing.
And the funny thing was, Kawu was the last person that messaged when I said that, so it's like I was looking at his name when I was saying it. But 2nd and 4 coming up here. Tampa Bay is going to call it their second to last timeout. Not too much we can expect here. I'm assuming the score will be the same at the end of this ball game. As we set up 2nd and 4, going to be another handoff, and it's going to be another first down play, and just a perfectly ran game plan here from New Jersey, who is going to focus on their way to take the trip later on tonight to face off against the big homies in Charlotte, who's waiting for them. Now, what were their 2 matchups this season? Like, how did they do?
It was a split. New Jersey did split the series with Charlotte, surprisingly. But let's see, the first one, I believe it was week 1. Charlotte just annihilated them 49-10.
They grown since then.
And then in week 6, Charlotte had a bit of an off game, and they lost. Charlotte lost 14-10.
Interesting to see. So we'll see which Charlotte team shows up, which New Jersey team shows up, but we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. A victory for the home team as Zaire Augustus picks up his first ever playoff victory, and he's got himself a solid season to start out with. A great job from him for sure, and he's on an 8-game win streak along with this team, including the playoffs, as we end this game 27-17. As I go 3D statistics, what are your thoughts on Tampa Bay going into season number 10 along with New Jersey going into the next round for Charlotte? I know you kind of spoke on it a little bit, but what are your chances that you think they'll be able to get?
I see Charlotte is a team right now. They're on a 3-game run. And they've been blowing teams pretty much up and down out of the water. Now, granted, most of those teams have been non-playoff teams. They beat up New York pretty good. They laid a solid thumping on Toronto, and they murdered St. Louis. on St. Louis turf. But it's a matter of how does New Jersey game plan for Vic Dotson? How do they game plan for Kai Coco? How do they game plan for Doc Boone? How do they game plan for, on defense, the duo of Arn Jacobson and Shane Knox? And out of all that, how do you prevent MVP candidate Hank Falco from doing what he does?
Most definitely. Well, we'll go have to see that game tomorrow. So fresh off of the victory, they got to keep on moving. And as you see right there, what I'm sorry, I'm a little biased. I'm sorry, but that is just ridiculous. Where Preston Dotson ends up getting 19 tackles out of the game, and I'm pretty sure that's a season high. Well, in regards to, well, not just playoffs, but just overall for season 9. I don't think anyone's cracked 20, so I'm gonna have to give that to him. Great job from him. Already seen the offensive stats a little bit earlier as I was scrolling through. As we see Preston Dotson once again doing his thing. Chris Davis with 12, so he was helping out as best as he can. The rookie doing his thing. Von Carlton, shout out to Von Carlton. If you're still in here, still love you, big homie. You got 8 tackles. Loki Gunderson with 5. Kingston Ali with 5. Jordan Vinny with 5. Leon Kennedy with 4, Heavy D with 4, Hendricks Harlow with 3, Brock Hoskins with 3, Madison Nicole with 3, Tony D'Alfonso with 3, Shallow Marino with 3, Dax Brightmore with 2, Vaughn, Flint, West, and Edwards each get 1 tackle. So great job there for you guys. Preston Dotson with 2 tackles for loss. Von Carlton, Heavy D, and Kingston Ali each get 1. Heavy D with the 1.5 sacks, so they were getting to Zaire Augustus. They just couldn't take advantage of it because there was a lot of times where they got sacks, but they still got first downs. Looks like Hendricks Harlow, Von Carlton, Tony D'Alfonso gets 1 sack. Looks like a bot player matched up with Heavy D on that one. Preston Dotson with the INT. He put out one of his better games. I ain't gonna lie to you, like ever. In the Madden era, I'm not gonna lie to you. With 1 pass deflection though is Loki Gunderson. Hendricks Harlow forced a fumble, no recovery, and no other defensive stats to speak of. So great job once again from Tampa Bay. Just wasn't your day. As we go ahead and check into New Jersey real quick, David Sutherland, you spoke about him earlier, coming from Arizona. He did his thing with 8 tackles. Matt Phillips with 8, JC Judon with 8. Jet Sosa with 7, Kaishawn Williams with 7, Ethan McWells was 5, and these are 2 former Voyagers getting it done. And a lot more veteran leadership here on this team. Oh, sorry. There you go. Ethan McWells and Kaishawn Williams. Davis Button with 4. AB Johnson with 4, Tiger Band with 3, Rich Chatterson with 2, Perrin Ibarra with 2, Betsheets Jenkins with 2, Antonio Lewis, the tight end, gets 1. And Nathan Noble, the wide receiver, gets 1. Rayshawn Carter probably got a pass deflection along with the bot player. Looks like AB Johnson there with 1 tackle for loss. And a lot of sacks on this side too. The D lines were eating today. Ladavius Button with 1.5. Tiger Band with 1. Jet Sosa, the defensive back, gets 1. And Rich Chatterson split it with Ladavius right there. Matt Phillips, he honestly swung the game in their favor a lot too with those INTs. You see right there with 75 interception yards. Great job. Looks like Ethan McWells. Look at all the pass deflections by these players. Just a lot there. Carter, Jenkins, everyone from linebackers to cornerbacks to safeties getting into this mix here. Great job. No forced fumbles or anything like that. And that's all the defensive stats. Kicking wise, 2 bot players, and Eddie Sato put out a great performance there for sure. 2 for 2, 3 for 3 on the extra points. So he got, was that 9 points there for him, and then Trey Pointer gets 5. So both kickers were able to knock out all their kicks. Can't be mad at that. It is playoff football, so make sure you get that right. Punting wise, there's only 1 punter that did it. That was Trey Pointer. So Eddie Sato did not do 1 punt all game long. That's crazy. That's pretty ridiculous. But looking at the returns, looks like Zachariah Branch won this battle as per the average, 27 and some change to 21 there from Jordan Vinny. But got to give credit once again to the special teams. They're doing a great job. And it looks like punt return wise, 1 for 10 there for Lewis. Looks like on the game, just to do a quick review, both teams ended up getting points in the first set, but Tampa Bay got 3, New Jersey got 7. Then in the second quarter, New Jersey got another 3. Well, got a 3-pointer right there from Sato. Tom Edwards ties the ball game up. Took a little bit to get to the next set of points in the third quarter. Spiderweb gets a 6-yard rush for a touchdown. No other points in the third, and then it was pretty much all Jersey, where they ended up getting 10-7, which pretty much put the game away. Flint did get himself a playoff teddy, but that is going to be the end of this ball game here, folks. We still got one more to do, so make sure you watch out for it. Coming up real soon, within the next, I want to say 15 minutes or so, as I go ahead and set up for that, as it's going to be the big home is Anchorage. They said they want to get their victory too. They want their first playoff victory in season number 9, and they got to beat St. Louis.
That's a season 9 East wild card.
Yeah, I'm gonna change that. I gotta flip it in and all that stuff. Like, it won't stick for whatever reason.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
You good. You keep me on my toes. I love that. So, Anchorage is coming up. They won against St. Louis last time these two teams played. St. Louis, they've been there, done that. They've always been in the playoffs outside of a couple of times, I believe. So, St. Louis will be the home team in this one. Will this be a snow game?
I believe it will be, yes.
Now we got ourselves some snow here in St. Louis. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back soon. The games keep rocking. Playoff football, baby.